And so most of the stuff that we want to manifest and attract into our lives comes from a position, a belief system internally that says where I am is not complete, or I'm lacking, or I don't have enough. And every time you start thinking in terms of I don't have enough or something is lacking, if you understand the Abraham's work on the the law of attraction, is that this is a universe that matches you up vibrationally with what you were thinking. So if you're thinking about what's missing in your life, if you're really thinking about that and trying to manifest from the perspective of what's missing, you will be aligned vibrationally internally with a thinking system that says I don't have enough. And the universe will offer you experiences that will match up to what it is that you're thinking. If, on the other hand, your internal system says that everything that I have is fine and whatever shows up in my life is going to, and I'm going to put my attention on being at peace and being, and I'm going to do a whole seminar on this in Maui in October, in just a couple of months now. This is already August, my goodness, on manifesting. I wrote a book about it years ago called Manifest Your Destiny. And basically it gets down to just being in a state of contentment, being in a state of peace within yourself, and imagining whatever it is that you would like to see show up in your life, but almost wanting it more for other people than you want for yourself. And putting your attention on how may I serve rather than what's in it for me. And then just watching and just knowing that if you think abundance, if you understand that you are abundant, if you think that you are healthy, if you think that you are wealthy, and you act from that perspective and you imagine yourself to be in a state like that, you'll find that the universe or God or the Tao or Source matches up with that kind of thinking. I say it in the movie of The Shift, that you do not get what you want in life. You get what you are. You get what you think. So think in those kinds of ways and just allow it to show up in your life. And it seems to me that it always works for me. The greatest gift that you've been given is your imagination, the gift of your imagination.
And I do a lot of that.
And everything that exists in the physical world, everything that exists in the physical world was once a thought. It was once just imagined. And so if you can get yourself to a place where in your imagination you can see that, and it's not done because your ego says I want to be famous or anything like that, it's just this is how I want to serve, you'll find yourself given opportunities to do it. Maybe you'll do a little radio show in Atlanta or even at your church or something like that, and you begin to just interview people and put those things out there, and before you know it, the kinds of things that's exactly, I'm sitting here at the age of 70, and a lot of people want to know how I did it and all of that, and I did it exactly the way I'm telling you. I could imagine myself doing it. I would start out I was teaching at a university in New York, at St. John's University, and I just decided I wanted to offer a lecture series on Monday nights in Port Washington at the Educational Assistance Center. I put a little ad in the newspaper out there because they gave me some free space, and we signed up people. It was for $10. It would be for $10 for 4 lectures on 4 different Mondays. It was $250 a lecture, and at the end of the 4 lectures, we only had like maybe 13 or 14 people show up. At the end of the 4 weeks, I asked how many people would like to continue, and they had friends that they would want to have come as well. We had about 50 people for the second 4 weeks, and then they started telling other people about it, and before you knew it, I was at Schreiber High School, and we would have 11 or 1,200 people every Monday night coming to public lectures, each of them paying like $5 for a lecture and so on. And that's how it started for me. I just started taking off and giving the lectures and then writing books about it, and and it all came from just in my imagination, just wanting to be able to talk to people and entertain them and offer them advice that on things that just seem to make sense to me. Like I always say, this is one of my favorite hours of the week. It's just an opportunity to sit and talk to people from any place, that they might want to talk about. And it's sort of unstructured, and that's kind of the way I like it. It's the way I write my books. It's the way I speak, just from my heart. And to stay in a state of gratitude about where you are, and to understand that the metaphor I've often used is if you had a wand in your left hand, and this wand in your left hand, you could get anything that you wanted. You could manifest anything. You could have a new car, you could have new jewelry, you could have a new home, you could have whatever it is you wanted. Or in lieu of that, in your right hand, you had a wand that the only thing that you could manifest and guarantee is that you have inner peace for the rest of your life. No matter what came down the road at you, no matter what struggles, no matter what was happening, that internally you would be at peace. Which one of those would you choose? And almost everybody, when they think about it, they would take the one in the right hand, just being in a
Right.
state of peace.